On your mark, get ready, start.
Broadcasting from California and Delaware, this is the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. And here are your hosts, Mark and Danny.
Welcome, boys and girls, to the latest episode of the Hard Rocking Trivia Show, which I believe we're up to number 300.
Yay!
Huge milestone for us.
Woohoo!
We've been doing this like 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, it's like 12 or 13 years we've been doing this. Yeah, thank you for listening. We got a small but a loyal hardcore following of this show. We appreciate it. This is fun for us, and apparently for some of you, it's fun as well. So thank you for taking the time out to listen to a couple of old coots talk about rock music.
So one thing I wanted to talk about was I saw a band that I'd never seen before, which I've been always interested in. Kansas came to the Grand Opera House on their, I think it's their 50th anniversary, something like that. But these guys were fantastic. There's one member left. The drummer is the only one left, or he was the only one in the band that I saw. The guy with the eye patch was not touring with them right now.
Oh, okay.
So it was just the drummer, and he was fantastic. But they played a bunch of songs, a bunch of deeper cuts, but they also played all the hits. Dust in the Wind sounded fantastic. It was really, really good. If you get a chance and you haven't seen Kansas before and you are a fan at all, they did play my favorite Kansas song. It's a song called Song for America, which he introduced as the hardest, most difficult song in the Kansas catalog. And it really is. If you listen to it, it is just all over the place. All kinds of weird time signatures. The bass is very prominent throughout the whole song. It's awesome. So check out Song for America. It's not a mellow song, so if you're thinking Dust in the Wind, nope.
Yeah, that's definitely the proggier side of Kansas, and there's definitely a prog side.
Yeah.
One of those bands that should be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame based on just longevity and influence. I mean, Kansas has got pop hits. They got that prog thing, but then again, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame doesn't like prog much. But, yeah, I've seen Kansas once, and I was impressed. When I saw them, they had 3 original members, and everybody on that stage was awesome. It's like watching Toto. You may not know everybody on stage anymore. Toto's down to, I think, 2 classic members. But everybody on the stage is great. And that's the same thing with Kansas. The replacement guys are great. So, how was the attendance there? Was it packed or was it kind of full?
They were at the Grand Opera House, and that holds about 1,100. I'll say there were about 900 there.
That's good.
They're very, very vocal crowd. They were really into it. And when they finished that Song for America, they got a standing ovation for that. It looked like that the band was genuinely moved. They were like, wow, thanks, thank you. Wow, really, thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. They were so good.
Yeah,
really,
it's kind of
really tight, as you would expect.
It's cool when bands acknowledge the audience like that. I saw Meatloaf do that. He took about 5 minutes from the show to just thank everybody who bought a ticket or bought his album, just so he acknowledged that he wouldn't be there because of the people that listened to his music and actually took the time to go to the show. So that's kind of nice to hear that they're humble like that.
Yeah, they definitely appreciated the crowd, and it was returned back to them. So that was cool. Really
excellent.
Cool.
And
you went to go see somebody with your wife that I had never even heard of. But you're a dude named Charlie Brown.
Yeah, hold on to your seats here, people. I went to a show at the SoFi Stadium And if you don't know what SoFi Stadium is, that's the new stadium in Los Angeles, specifically in Inglewood, where the Rams and Chargers play. And I went to see the second night of Los Bookies.
Los Bookies.
And I'm sure nobody in the Hard Rock and Trivia Show knows who the heck Los Bookies are. I didn't know who they were either until I had bought the tickets as a surprise for my wife, because I know she was a fan as a kid. Los Bookies is a Mexican, I would call them soft rock, kind of like an Air Supply type band that also dabbles in a little cumbia, a little ranchero music. It's all in Spanish, but they're huge. And they were active from 73 to I think 87, and then they broke up. But then they got back together in 2021. And just to show you how big these guys are, they played 2 nights and sold out both nights in SoFi Stadium. That's about 75,000 people a night. And it was packed. And the people were extremely into it. I mean, big time. And I gotta say, going into it, my expectations were very low, because I'm not into that kind of music at all. But believe the musicianship was very good. The singing, all in Spanish, was very good. The production was perfect. The sound was perfect. And everybody was into it. The whole stadium was singing, dancing. It was an experience. I actually enjoyed it. It was fun, because you couldn't help but be enthusiastic when everybody else is into it. Even though my foot is tapping to a couple of the songs, I don't like the ranchero stuff at all. But most of it was like Air Supply, kind of like that in Spanish.
Yeah.
And the guitar player played some tasty solos, very melodic, excellent solos. You went, wow, that's pretty good. And production was amazing.
I went on, maybe it was Amazon or somewhere, or no, it was on YouTube. Listened to a couple of their songs, and it sounded good. I couldn't tell the difference between from one song to the next that I was listening to, because they were all kind of mid-tempo ballads.
And that was most of it. But I rocked out a little bit. But the guy could sing. I mean, the lead singer could sing. He's a big star. His name is Marco Antonio Solis. If you went to Southern California or Texas, parts of Arizona, New Mexico, the guy's huge. So, Sylvia says they're considered the Beatles of Mexico. That's how well respected and big they are. And wow. they did residencies all around. They were showing video. They did a residency in Qatar. So wow. Who would have thought? I mean, amazing. I mean, it was a different world. And yeah, I believe I was the only white guy in that stadium. I walked around and I didn't see anybody else that looked like me. But that was okay, because everybody was in a great mood. There's a lot of cervezas and drinks going down. My wife had an adult beverage as well, and she was having a good time, and couldn't help but have a good time when everybody's in that great of a mood. So, 2 thumbs up for Los. Yeah, 2 thumbs up for Los Bookies. Will I ever go again? Probably not. But it was a cool experience. I think my next show will probably be Loudness in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm going from Mexican to Japanese. So that's where I'm going to go to. So it's all good.
All right.
Music is what do they say? Soothes the savage beast. Yeah, and that's true. It's escapism. Makes you feel good. I felt pretty good after that show, and that's why Danny and I like to talk about music and go see bands, especially live bands with no backing vocals. It's the best. It's awesome.
No backing tapes.
Nope.
None of that.
Yeah, it was great. So now we're going to go from Los Bookies to the second part of our 4-part Van Halen series. We're going to talk about the next 4 Van Halen albums right after this commercial break. All right, boys and girls, we're back with part 2 of our Van Halen ranking the songs on particular album series. The albums we chose this time were the next 4 albums. We start with next three. Oh, excuse me, next 3. My bad. We're gonna do Fair Warning, 1984, and Diver Down. Yeah, it's 24 songs, and there was a grand total of 6 of us who gave ranked our top 24 songs. And Mr. Davis.
Yeah, we have four listeners joined in.
Right. So I'm going to give you the list and give the proper kudos for the people who took the time to rank all 24 songs. Of course, we did it. So that's the 2 of us, Danny in Delaware and Mark in California. And we got Greg Taylor in Simi Valley, California, who's a friend of mine. And then 3 people from Facebook who joined in as well. 2 of them did the first part of this, and we had one new person joining in. So returning with his list from beautiful Magnolia, Mississippi, is Arnie Smith. Yeehaw! All right, and also returning, and looks like based on his Facebook page, he's a musician as well. So we have at least 2 musicians doing this. That would be Kent Bennett from Toronto, Canada.
Nice.
So Danny and Kent are the musicians of the group. We got a guitar player and a bass player. And we got a new person who joined us this time on Facebook. It's Matthew Creenan from Cheshire, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Cheshire, Massachusetts.
Wow!
He's the youngest of the group.
Maybe Cheshire.
Yeah, probably Cheshire. He's 53. Cheshire, Massachusetts. So Matthew joined us with his list. So, and the first time we did this, I did all the calculations by hand because I'm an idiot and figured it out. I made a couple mistakes via discussing who ranked higher. Like, I think I bashed Arnie or somebody like that, but I was wrong. So Danny, who's a genius with doing this stuff with data, and he works in that field in his real job, and he knows how to use spreadsheets and all that. So this time, I sent all of everybody's list over to Danny, and he interpreted what to do with these songs, and he ranked them. So I'm going to pass this over to Danny, and he's going to tell you what he did and what he came up with. So, Danny, it's all you.
So what I did this time is I put all our rankings in, and I got an average, which is what you basically did. You added up all the points and got a total score. I just did an average of those, so we had an idea of where the songs rank. So that's not any different. What I did do different is I calculated out the standard deviation. So a standard deviation is how far apart our votes are. So, like, if we all had, like, in our case, say we had all the songs were ranked around 4, 5, or 6, that standard deviation would be very low. It'd be like a 1 or a 2. As the standard deviation goes up, that means that there's a wider range of our votes. So there's a lot more unknown, there's a lot more uncertainty. But what I will say is that this, if you know anything about statistics, our standard deviation followed a bell curve, which means that the first and the last had very low standard deviations, while the middle had higher deviations, which makes complete sense because we all agree on the worst songs and we all agree on the best songs. So the middle songs, there's a lot more deviation in there. So I'll go through those as we're going through the songs so we can see. Basically, we agreed on the worst and the best, but the middle songs they're pretty much all over the place.
Okay.
I also did a compilation of the albums so we can see what the average vote a song on those albums got. And you can probably guess which albums ranked higher of the 3. So,
in terms of that, I think we all know that 1984 was definitely sold the most and the most popular out there. But then again, most of the contrarians, the hardcores, I think they lean more towards Fair Warning, which Danny and I lean more towards Fair Warning, but that was probably the least selling of the... Though Diver Down didn't do that great in the Van Halen catalog either. But I think Fair Warning might be the lowest selling.
Yeah, I will say this, our sample size of the six of us, I mean, I know we all have to be at least fairly big Van Halen fans. I don't know if we're all hardcore Van Halen fans like you and I are. You know, did you have to listen to any of the songs?
No.
No. I went back and listened to some of them thinking, oh man, I love this song, but haven't heard it in a while. Like Secrets, that was a tough one for me to remember, but, you know, once it started playing, I'm like, oh yeah, I love this song. So anyway, so I'll go ahead and tell you the ranking of the albums was the worst. The album that did the worst was Diver Down, where the average score, like if you ranked it the worst song, you got a 1. If you ranked it the best song, you got a 24. So the average song on Diver Down got a 9.71.
Okay. Not surprising.
No, not at all. The next one is 1984, where the average songs got 12.42. And the highest ranked album was, of course, Fair Warning, and we all averaged out to be 15.38. So you can see a 9, 12 to 15. It's fairly obvious which album we like better, and it shows up in the rankings of the individual songs.
Okay, well, then
I guess that right now.
So we're definitely probably more leaning towards the hardcores as opposed to the fair weather Van Halen fans. So,
oh yeah, I will tell you, Jump, their only number one song, did not fare well in this tour or in this summation.
Yeah, because we have taste.
Yeah. No one wants to hear a keyboard song from a Guitar Hero, but anyway.
Okay.
So we'll go from lowest ranked to highest ranked. Lowest ranked song, and this had a standard deviation of 1.5, which means we all basically agreed, is Dancing in the Street. It averaged 2.3 points out of 24. So the highest ranked song would have been at 24. This got 2.3.
Yeah, it was almost dead last on mine, and totally agree. Even the Van Halen, even Eddie hated doing this. This was Dave's idea to do this song. I can't stand it. It's terrible.
You and I both ranked it number 2. Arnie and Greg both ranked it last. So there we go. But we know that we could have guessed that by the standard deviation being so low. That,
right.
You know, we know everybody ranked it like that. So the next song, second from the bottom, is Big Bad Bill. Again, from Diver Down. So that had an average of 2.5. Not good.
Right. And that's the only song that features Jan Van Halen, the father of Alex and Eddie. They did it for him. I can't stand that song. That was my worst. Ugh.
Yeah, that was number 1 for you. Yeah. And for Matthew also. This is number 22 if we're going from worst is 24. But anyway, that kind of confuses. Right. But this got an average of 4.17 points. Is Sunday Afternoon, One Foot Out the Door. No! Which me and Arnie ranked it a little bit higher than the other guys. And this had a little bit higher standard deviation. Still kind of in a medium range standard deviation. Anyway, it got 4.17 on the average.
The two songs put together, Sunday Afternoon in the Park, I love that part. The keyboard, I think they could have gone longer with that. And then they threw the One Foot Out the Door. It's like, that was just an idea for a song. They just threw that on there real quick. If they would have just cut that part out and made Sunday Afternoon in the Park a little longer and explored it a little bit, I think it would have scored higher. But I think they just took two ideas, shoved them together, and ended the album with that. So I get it. It was pretty low on mine, too, because it's not really... It's like two incomplete ideas stuck together. So, yeah, that's why I ranked it low, but it could have been better. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, ranked number 21 is Pretty Woman, which got an average of 7.17. And this standard deviation is going up a little bit because people like you and Kent ranked it a little bit higher. You ranked it 13. You gave it 13 points.
Yeah, because the intro's awesome, and I think they did a pretty good job with that cover. Yeah, it's a cover. The video is terrible for it, but I enjoy both parts of that song. So yeah, I like that song. So Kent and I obviously have really good taste.
No, you guys don't know what you're talking about. So
All right.
That's a problem.
Okay.
Next up, ranked number 20 is 1984 and Jump. This averaged out to 8.5 points. So Arnie and Matthew both ranked that a little bit higher. So the standard deviation on this one was up to 5.5. So you can tell there's a wide range of opinions here on this song.
Yeah, I mean, the song's lyrics are terrible. It's a catchy pop song. I don't hate Jump, but if I don't ever hear it again, I'll be okay with that. There's a bunch of other songs I really like a lot more in this catalog. So,
as we're about to find out, but that was Van Halen's only number one song, which is kind of unfortunate. But,
weird.
Yeah. All right, next from the Diver Down album, ranked number 19, is The Full Bug, which I kind of like it. It's all right. This has one of the highest standard deviations, meaning this one was all over the place. I ranked it. You and I ranked it about where it is. Matthew ranked this number 2, is his worst. So he only
Matthew hates it. Oh, Matthew hates this song. Okay, well.
Yeah, where the total opposite other end, Kent gave it 23 points.
Yay!
So he ranked it second.
I mean, I get it's a heavy song, and to me, it's almost like one of those it's not really a complete idea yet, and I know Diver Down it was really a rushed album that they threw out there really fast, so I don't think they really fleshed that idea out. I think it could have been better. Is it heavy? Sure. I don't hate it, but I had it at 16. It's like, so I get it, but wide range there, huh?
Yeah, you gave it a 9. I gave it 8 points. The average was 9.3, so it was number 19 on the list.
So we're smarter than the other 4 guys, basically.
Nope.
Well, yeah.
Okay. All right.
We know what we're talking about.
Okay.
The next one, again off of Diver Down, is Secrets, which I ranked this a little bit higher. I gave this one 13 points, but it averaged 9.8. So this one did not have a big standard deviation. We're all kind of right around that same area. The lowest was 7 points, and I was 13. So we're all kind of right in the middle of this song.
Yeah, Secrets is a nice little song. It's got a nice groove to it. Definitely mellow, and I think Dave sounds really good on it. But is it a standout Van Halen track? No. But it's nice. Yeah. It's better than Jump.
So out of these lowest 7 songs, 5 are off of Diver Down, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's because it was rushed.
Yeah. All right, so next one, ranked number 17, with 24 being the worst and number 1 being the best. So this was ranked number 17, is Top Jimmy off of 1984. This averaged exactly 10 points. And we're all, again, right around that same area. Matthew gave it a 17 points, which is a little higher than any of the rest of us, but okay.
Yeah, but still kind of in the middle. I mean, I don't hate that song. It's a good song.
Yeah.
But there's better ones.
Matthew kind of threw a lot of these off kilter a little bit. But hey, that's cool. That was his prerogative. But he did the same thing with House of Pain, which is next at number 16. It gets 11 points on average. I gave this 16 points, and Matthew gave it 3. So that's the range, and this is a pretty big standard deviation.
Yeah, I didn't give it a
So
lot of points either. I mean, I just think,
you gave it 5.
yeah, so sounds like Matthew and I are correct on this one. I,
No, you're really not. You're way too low.
I
Way
think
too low.
House of Pain, the music is good. I don't think the chorus is good. I think that's what kills it. If they had a better chorus for that song, maybe it'd be a lot higher. At least Top Jimmy
Yeah.
has a decent chorus, but House of Pain doesn't. And I know a lot of people who love House of Pain. They love Girl Gone Bad and House of Pain a lot. And for me, on the 84 album, I think those are the two weakest songs that end the album. But that's just my opinion.
So next at number 15, we have another song from 1984, Oh Wait, which I gave this 15 points. You gave it 12. It averaged 11 because Kent and Arnie ranked this one really low. They gave it 3 and 4 points respectively.
Yeah. Well,
But Greg had this, he gave it 22 points. So it's kind of...
wow. Well, Greg likes
Yeah.
the pop a little more than everybody else. And it's a good
Okay.
It's a good pop song. Co-written by Michael McDonald, of all people.
There you go.
I don't hate I'll Wait. It's just, I mean, you don't think of Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen Guitar Hero songs. I'll Wait is a pop song.
Yeah,
It's
totally.
good. It's good. Now, I don't hate it at all. I prefer I'll Wait way more than Jump.
All right, next one at number 14. This one had the largest deviation of all the songs at 7.4, which that's a big deviation. Is off of Diver Down, Where Have All the Good Times Gone? And I don't know what drugs you other 5 are taking. This was my worst song. Gave it 1 point. 1.
Is the
And
worst
you-
song of all of them?
All of them. Number 1, worst song. You gave
Wow.
it 17 points. Matthew gave it 19 points. What are y'all smoking?
Yeah.
Kent and
it's-
Greg both gave it 15 points. At
It's a
least
good-
Arnie he ranked it, he gave it 4 points.
Well, it sounds like you and Arnie are clueless on great Kinks covers by Van Halen. I
No.
really like that song. It's the first song on Diver Down, and it's a good tune.
That doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah, I think it's good.
It's way too repetitive. Just, no.
Right. I
No,
mean,
worst song.
okay. Well,
Worst.
I think America and the world, North America, thinks you're wrong. Yeah, I mean, I like it.
That averaged 11.8. So, but again, that had the largest deviation. So,
That's
we
surprising.
were all
that
over
you-
the place on that.
I didn't know you hated it that much.
Yep, does nothing for me. At all.
I might have to turn in your Van Halen rock card. I'm going to call Alex.
Nope. Well, he'll probably agree with me. He'll say y'all are crude.
He might. He might.
Yeah. All right, so we're up to number 13. Is from 1984 is Girl Gone Bad, which we all pretty much agreed. You only gave it 4 points. Kent gave it 22 points. So we were kind of all over the place on that one.
Kent, the guitar player, this guitar is great in that song. Chorus
Yeah,
sucks.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what it kills it for me. Again, with House of Pain and Girl Gone Bad, if you had a better choruses and better lyrics, the song would have been much higher for me. But yeah. The music is good. Okay, I concede that one.
Okay, so we are halfway through the list, and we only have one song from Fair Warning,
Okay,
but that's going to change very quickly.
all right.
All right, so number 12 from Fair Warning is Push Comes to Shove, which we all kind of agree, basically. You gave it only 6 points, which that's way too low.
Yeah, if I'd have redone this, and I had Jump ahead of this one, but I like Push Comes to Shove. I probably should have redone it. I guess it's their funkiest song in the Van Halen catalog. Wouldn't you say? It's almost a dance song, right?
Yeah, it's kind of a groove. It's definitely it's got a groove to it, and I love the bass part for it.
It's good. Yeah, you can definitely dance to this song for sure.
Yeah, that one had 12.5 average points. The next song averaged 13 points is number 11, Dirty Movies, which I gave this one more points than that. It averaged 13. Arnie brought it down. He only gave it 6 points.
Come on,
Kent-
Arnie.
Yeah, Kent gave it 20 points. So I don't know. Arnie needs to listen to Fair Warning again, I think.
Yeah, I think on the tour they played it. We saw the Diver Down in the Fair Warning tour. I believe they played it at least once. Yeah, I really like Dirty Movies.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah.
All right, now we're up to top 10. And at 14 and a half points average is again from Fair Warning. So This Is Love, which starts out awesome bass line. Totally rock shuffle going on there. I gave this one 18 points. The average was 14 and a half, but we were all fairly close. I think Greg ranked it a little higher than I did. Matthew ranked it pretty low compared to everybody else. He only gave it 8 points.
Yeah, this is probably the only single off of Fair Warning. Van Halen, or the record company, didn't really push a lot of singles on this album. Maybe they didn't hear it. So This Is Love should have received much more love on the singles charts. And this album, aside from probably Unchained and Mean Street, I heard on rock radio, but I never heard So This Is Love on pop or rock radio back in the day.
Yeah.
So maybe that's why.
Middle there.
And they did release a video for it. It's a live version. They recorded some live shows, and this is the song they put out. So we saw it.
Nice. All right, number 9 coming in with 15.17 points from 1984 is Drop Dead Legs, which I ranked it a little bit lower. I'm right around the average. Kent and Matthew ranked it a little higher, but we're all kind of right in there. Same grouping, yeah.
Yeah, I had it at 14, but it could have been higher. I like it. Doesn't suck at all. Good tune.
Number 8, probably one of their more popular songs, coming in with 15 and a half points, averaging, is from 1984, Hot for Teacher. And see, I ranked this a little bit higher than the rest of you guys, but we're all kind of right there. Kent gave it 7 points, which, no,
I think
that's not good.
I think with for me, I think for Panama and Hot for Teacher, I think I love those songs, but we heard it so much, and they played the heck out of those videos. After a while, you kind of get burned down a little bit. I think that's why I didn't rank it as high as I probably should. I had it at 10, and it's a great song, but I think the burnout factor is what got for me for Hot for Teacher. So
yeah, so we were all kind of right in there together with it. Down to number 7. From 1984, this is the last 1984 song, is Panama.
Okay.
Which got 16 points on the average, and Matthew gave it 23 points.
So Matthew really loves the Panama.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the song really about? Is it about the country? What is it about? It's about Panama Jack, the rolling paper? What? It's about a stripper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stripper named Panama.
Okay.
Yep. And the whooshing sound in that is Eddie's Lamborghini.
Okay.
Is the engine from his Lamborghini.
All right. Good to know.
All right, so we are done with 1984. Next song, number 6.
I was going to say, not surprising if those are the 2 top-ranked songs from 1984.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 6 from Fair Warning is Hear About It Later. I ranked this a little bit lower. This was 16.17 points. I gave it 9. You and Greg both gave it 21, so you had it marked a little bit higher. Again, deviation isn't big on this one. We're all kind of right in there, so not too bad.
Yeah, so obviously Greg and I are correct.
Whoa, kaboom!
Yeah, I'm going to tell you in a minute who's the most correct. And
okay, I bet it's just going to be you, right?
You'll be shocked.
Okay.
All right, we're up to top 5. Yay! Next, from Diver Down, is Hang 'em High, which got a lot of points. It's average 16.3. I only gave this 12 points. You gave it 20. Arnie gave it 23. It's ranked pretty high, but, number 5, that sounds about right. It's a great song.
Oh, and the guitar playing in that song is phenomenal.
Yeah. Yep. Speaking of guitar playing phenomenal, is number 4 song from Diver Down is Little Guitars. Unbelievable. So I gave this 19 points. It averaged 18.3. You had it as your number 2 song with 24 points. No, number 1 song, yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1 with a bullet. But
I love that song. And
Yeah.
when we saw them live and they did that, Eddie had the little guitar, and you can actually see that show on the Diving Down tour from Largo, Maryland, or Landover, Maryland, the Cat Center. It's on YouTube, and Danny and I were there for it. And oh my God, that was the highlight for me, and I've always loved it after that. Even though you never hear that song played on the radio at all. But for me, it's just a song I always loved, and I thought they should have put that out as a single. I think it would have been monstrous.
Absolutely, yeah. So that is the last song from Diver Down, and we still have 3 songs left, so you can kind of tell Fair Warning has the top 3 songs. But
Not
at
surprising.
number three from Fair Warning is Sinner Swing. Awesome song. It averaged 19 points. Arnie only gave it 14, but the rest of us have it pretty high.
Yeah, the Fair Warning is definitely the heaviest Van Halen song. I think that's why we gravitated toward the most.
Yeah,
Sinner Swing, yeah, just crushes.
absolutely.
And when they played it live, yeah, just get you moving. It's almost a mosh song. You could mosh to Sinner Swing, couldn't you? And if Anthrax covered it, we'd be moshing for sure.
Okay, we're getting there. Number 2 with 20.17 average is Unchained, which I had this as number 1, but everybody pretty much had it in the top 4 or 5 songs, except for Ken. He only gave it 11 points. I don't know, Ken. What's going on there?
Maybe it was snowing too much up there and he had brain freeze. I don't know. I had it at number 2.
Yeah.
It's good every time they played it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that makes number 1 with an average of 23.5 out of 24 is Mean Street. And everybody marked it as their number 1 except for me. I had it number 2 and you had it at number 3.
Yeah.
I had the lowest deviation, meaning we all agreed on that song the most. So the person that was most right in this whole thing was me, because I had the top 3 that everybody had. Everybody else had at least 1 or 2 songs out of the top 3 that the whole group had in the top 3. So I guess I win.
Rejected!
I win like big time.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to have to call the government and have you investigated for your statistical analysis. I think there's some funny business going on there. But
Okay,
anyway, I'll make my call on my dad. Oh, my dad. No, never mind. Okay. But, yeah, I'm not surprised at Unchained and Mean Streets. Like I said, we're more hardcores, and so, yeah, we gravitate toward the heavier stuff and Fair Warning, so it makes perfect sense. Sounds like, for the most part, all six of us got it right. Can't really argue with the top and the bottom. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. It's obvious to us. I mean, the fair weathers would probably say, "Why wasn't Jump in the top 5?" No.
Well,
Okay.
Listen to the whole catalog from those 3 albums, and you'll see why Jump was number 20. Or
Yeah, but the main purpose of doing this is for fun and just to see how it goes, and also to revisit this stuff. Or if some of you people listening don't remember some of these songs, go back and listen to them. You're going to be blown away by, out of the 24 songs, you're probably going to like 21 of them. I mean,
if you're any kind of Van Halen fan, yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, even though I was the most right.
Okay. Who's the most wrong?
Well, if I'm the most right, that makes all the rest 5 of you wrong. But I did have the largest deviation from Where Have All the Good Times Gone because it averaged 11.8 and I gave it a 1.
So you were obviously wrong there, but the ship righted itself in the top 3, I guess. So
yeah, absolutely.
I don't get the hate for that one. That's bizarre to me, but okay. All right, okay.
Yeah, just very repetitive and not much to it.
Well, when was that song originally? Is it a 60s song or is it a 70s song from the Kinks? Because a lot of the stuff from, especially the 60s, they repeated the chorus over and over again on 3-minute songs. So that's not surprising. Yeah, it's repetitive. So you're going to look it up.
Yeah, I'll look it up, see where that one is.
I get that. And so in the future, we're going to do the next 3 probably in a month or 2.
It was out in 1965.
65. So I get it. Like the Kinks, a British Invasion. Listen to the stuff that came from all those bands, including the Beatles. Lots and lots of repetition in the chorus because they wanted you to sing it, get it stuck in your head, and it certainly does. Not for Danny, but for most of us. I mean, to be honest, when I bought that album, I didn't know it was a cover. I wasn't familiar with that song. I mean, You Really Got Me, I knew from the Kinks, and I knew Lola, but I didn't know Where Have All the Good Times Gone.
Yeah.
And there's another one. Def Leppard did a cover of a Kinks song, and the name escapes me of that damn song. But I didn't know that one either. So I was never a huge Kinks guy. So in the future, the next 3 albums we're going to do is 5150, OU812, and for unlawful carnal knowledge. Those will be the next 3. I can be now for those 3. 5150, I know all the songs, but OU812, there's some songs I have forgotten. So I'm actually gonna have to do a little bit of research and listen to those again. And for unlawful carnal knowledge, which is hard for me to say, apparently I can't. They usually call it FCCK, but. I know all those songs too, so it's the middle album I'm gonna have to do a little research on, and we're gonna call on our 6 guys to do that again. And if anybody else wants to join in, all the other guys contacted me via Facebook because we do have a Facebook page, we do have an X page, and we have an Instagram page. So if you want to do the next one, get a hold of me, and we'll do all the songs for most 3 albums, probably in April or May. So that'll be fun to do.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this for a second. Look at their discography. We could throw Balance in there if you want to and get all of the Van Hagar songs.
No, because I figured, because if the last 3 albums would be interesting, because you do Balance, you do the Van Halen 3, and then you do the last album, so you have the last episode will have 3 albums from 3 different singers. I think that would be pretty interesting to do. Yeah, and we've already been doing it for 3 albums and all those songs, so let's just keep it that way.
All right. Well, 5150 came out in 86, OU812 came out in 88, and Carnal Knowledge came out in 91, and they all went number 1 in the U.S.
Cool. And I think they're going to be, in terms of, if Danny lost you with that standard deviation stuff, you need to go back to college or high school. But that's okay. I think there's going to be a lot more deviation from those songs.
That makes sense.
It's going to be all over the place, I believe. I don't think there's going to be a obvious horrible song. I think it's going to be nuts. It's going to be chaos, ladies and gentlemen.
Dogs and cats living together.
Yeah, there you go.
Did that standard deviation mean anything to you?
I know what it is, and I know what a bell curve is, because we do it. We do it in the testing when I have to test kids for adaptive physical education. We have to see where all that stuff is. So yeah, I'm familiar with it. I don't know if a lot of people, we had that in high school, we had some in college, and then you don't use it anymore. But we in my job, it is used. Yeah,
all it measures is how scattered our votes were.
Right.
If they were all like the lowest standard deviation was the top song, Mean Street. It basically means we all agreed Mean Street's the best song. And the other two, we all agreed that Big Bad Bill and Dancing in the Street are the two bottom.
Correct.
So that's all that means. The middle ones, and it makes sense that the middle ones, some of us like them, some of us don't. So they're all kind of in the middle, especially when you get an average or a total number of points. So it makes sense.
So, Danny, I like the way you did this one with all that extra statistical information. I'm kind of a dork when it
You
comes
just
to
want me
that
to do
stuff.
it again.
No, I mean, I didn't mind doing it the first time, but you went the extra mile with that other stuff. So I hope you people out there found it.
I like this stuff.
Yeah, we're dorks. It's okay.
Oh, I had it all color coded. It looks beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, hey.
So I hope you people out there enjoyed it, and if you didn't, let us know, and if you did, let us know. And if
Join
there's
us
anybody,
next time.
yeah, if you want to, I mean, I think we got 6 solid people doing it right now, scattered across the United States. If anybody else wants to do us, just like I said, hit us up on one of the forums we're on, and next time we're gonna, do the next batch of songs. Put your rankings in there. It's pretty easy to do if you're familiar with it. I mean, you don't have to do it.
It's easy to do, but it's hard because when you get there, you're like, wait a minute. Do I like So This Is Love better than Dirty Movies? Or Push Comes to Shove? Wait, is that better?
Yeah.
It's totally ambiguous. Is that better? Worse? I don't know.
It's all subjective, I mean, tomorrow, if we did this tomorrow, our rankings might change just to how you feel. Like, I know when you go on X, they say, which song do you like better? Like, Dream On or, whatever. And today it might be Dream On. Tomorrow it might be the other one. It's just how you feel. I mean, there's some songs that I'll always love Mean Street more than Big Bad Bill. That will never change. But certain days, if you love both of them, like somebody asked, which album do you like better, British Steel or Killers from Iron Maiden? Well, today it might be one. Tomorrow it's the other one because I like them both.
Yeah, but Iron Maiden should be in the Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. But will they show up if they get in? And do they really care? Sometimes bands say, "Oh, we don't care," and they show up because one of the things about that place is you have to pay for a table there. It's like $25,000 to show up at the table. So, and then like the Sex Pistols said, like, "F you, we're not paying for that." And Guns N' Roses said, "We're not going to show up for that. Give me a break. We're not going to pay to get an award." And I get that part of it too. So.
Yeah, that's like the Hollywood Walk of Fame. You got to pay for that star.
It's like $3,000 for this. You paying for the star. So is it an award or it's just like, okay, you paid the money for it? And Danny and I have walked down that street. There are the stars. It's kind of cool, but would I pay for my own
I
star?
know him. I know it. I used to watch that show.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't pay for it.
No, it's like looking through a book and seeing names of people you know.
Big deal. Jeez.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever.
All right, on that note, I think we're done for this episode. It was a lot of fun.
Woo!
And in this month, there's going to be 3 episodes in March. So hopefully you listen to all of them and share them with your friends. And then we'll be back in a few weeks. So see you people later.
Later.